question. Regarding the storm drains, of course, the measure that we had on here in the spring lost by a very narrow margin, less than 120 votes, 140 votes. The fact is that our budget can probably deal with, on a regular basis, the ongoing maintenance costs and complying with the municipal regional stormwater permit requirements. What we really don't have budget for is a $25 to $26 million major capital deficit, which we need to fix some of those storm drains. So that issue is going to be coming back. And if I'm reelected, I'll pledge to everybody in this room and others who are not here that we're going to sit down with all stakeholders. We're going to talk about the measure that did not pass. We're going to think about ways that can be properly structured. We're going to get feedback and input from the community. And in my campaign literature, I've said, one of the issues in the last campaign was there was no sunset. Well, there will have to be a sunset here. And we did that with Measure K. We had wide acceptance, and I think it's an appropriate way to go with respect to storm drains in the future. We can use some of our, as a budget, we've been doing better for the past several years on our property tax receipts. We're coming in ahead of budget. I've proposed, and the council is looking at the idea of applying those additional over budget property tax receipts to infrastructure, to storm drain maintenance. And that is an issue that it's going to come up every year at the mid-year revised. We're in ways in which we can direct that surplus in appropriate ways and help to pay for things that need to get paid for. With regard to roads, Measure K was intended to deal with neighborhood streets because we get funding from CCTA and from the federal and state governments from time to time with respect to our major arterials and collector streets, Moraga Road, Moraga Way, St. Mary's Road, Green Boulevard, Canyon Road, and San Pablo. But with respect, so we get some funding. It's Measure J, it's CTTA, various grants of the occasional federal transportation bill, and we've used those monies to redo Moraga Road, Moraga Way, St. Mary's Road in recent time. Neighborhood streets are different. There is no other funding source, and you all out there voted for Measure K, and we've done a very good job, touched every street pretty much in town one way or another, and gotten our road paving condition index up again. We also had the blessing that when we passed Measure K, we thought that it was going to be about $1 million a year, and it's coming in high, about $1.7 million, $1.8 million, because of that Amazon tax. All you guys out there buying stuff online and paying sales tax. It's putting more money in our coffers to deal with the roads. We thank you for that. We can talk about whether that's good for local retail, but the fact is we're getting that sales tax, and we're putting all that into Measure K back into the roads, and our pavement condition index is actually not declining nearly as much, and we'll continue to be tracking that very carefully to make sure that you don't have potholes when you drive around town. And finally, I am also a big fan of that community gym, and we can use Palos, Colorado's money, developer money, to help pay for that and partner with the Moraga School District on campus to make that happen.